You cannot sit with a hard feeling for 10 seconds before your hand goes looking for an exit. Watch yourself, and you will see it. The boredom creeps in, and the phone is already in your hand. The loneliness shows up on a quiet night, and you open the app, the fridge, the bottle, the noise. The anxiety tightens your chest, and you reach for anything that will make the next minute louder than what you are feeling. You are not lazy, and you are not addicted to your phone the way they tell you. You are running from a feeling, and the phone is just the nearest door. Let me name what is actually happening, because it is the same move underneath 100 habits. Every time a moment gets uncomfortable, you escape it. Not the big traumas, the small everyday discomforts. Boredom, restlessness, a flash of sadness, the silence when there is nothing to do. And you have gotten so fast at fleeing them that you do it before you even register the feeling was there. So you have never actually learned that these feelings are survivable because you have never once stayed long enough to find out. You run from a ghost you have never turned around to look at. Here is what mindfulness actually is, past the wellness branding that makes men roll their eyes. It is the trained ability to stay present with a feeling instead of fleeing it. That is the muscle. Not clearing your mind, not floating in bliss, just the plain capacity to feel something uncomfortable and not immediately reach for the exit. And it matters far more than it sounds, because a man who cannot sit with discomfort is a man who can be steered by it. Every escape is a small surrender. Every time you flee boredom into the phone, you teach yourself that you cannot handle boredom, and the feeling gets a little more power over your next hour. Do not read this as a character flaw. You were never taught to stay. You grew up in a world engineered to make sure you never had to feel an uncomfortable second. A screen in every pocket, a hit for every dip, a distraction one thumb away at all times. Of course you flee. You were handed the most sophisticated escape hatches ever built and told that comfort was the goal. Nobody sat you down and said the ability to be uncomfortable on purpose is a strength, and that fleeing every dip is what keeps you small. That was never your failing. It was the water you swam in. Here's the turn. You do not build this by meditating for an hour or by white-knuckling your way through misery. You build it in small, deliberate doses, by staying with one uncomfortable feeling a little longer than you want to, on purpose. You are not trying to make the feeling nice. You are trying to prove to yourself, one rep at a time, that you can feel it and not die and not flee, and that the feeling actually moves and changes and passes when you stop running from it. So here's the one move, and it is 1 minute. The next time you feel the urge to escape, the boredom, the restlessness, the itch to grab the phone and make it go away, do not grab it. Just for 60 seconds. Sit there and let the discomfort be there. Feel where it lives in your body. Watch it. Do not fix it. Do not narrate it. Just stay with it for 1 minute without reaching for the exit. It will feel like a long minute. That is the whole point. You are learning, maybe for the first time, that you can be in an uncomfortable moment and remain the one in charge of it. And you will notice something you were never told. The feeling does not keep rising forever. It crests, and it moves, and it starts to fade, often faster than you feared. But you never knew that, because you always ran before it got to the part where it passes on its own. You are going to lose plenty of these. The urge will win, and the hand will grab the phone before you remember you meant to stay. That's fine. You spent your whole life fleeing, and 1 minute of staying does not undo that overnight. But every time you do stay, every uncomfortable minute you sit through instead of escaping, the muscle gets a little stronger, and the feelings get a little less terrifying. And slowly you stop being a man who has to be comfortable to function. The skill is not never feeling discomfort. Discomfort is half of being alive. The skill is being able to stay in it long enough that it no longer runs you out of your own life. Do not wait to feel calm before you practice staying. The calm is what staying builds, one uncomfortable minute at a time. The next urge to flee, stay for 60 seconds instead. Then tomorrow, stay again. You found a mentor here, not a wellness coach. I am not going to tell you to feel your feelings and float away. I am going to teach you to stay in the hard minute, so nothing that makes you uncomfortable ever gets to own you again. If this hits you, subscribe and ride with us daily. No comfort, just discipline.
Subscribe. Tomorrow, you drive stronger.